ya. Will join the army. Hell nah, see ya, fucker.
Hey now, playing Kingdom of God, yes.
Corners, tagging walls in Babtune, my manifesto for renewing Syria. This is my magnum opus. Shahrazad's gift to Gab that kept the Sultan's focus. 1,001 nights I wake outside my country's borders.
My name is Nasser Shirbaji. I'm known as Chyno. I'm a Syrian Filipino rapper producer based here in Beirut. I started off with a crew called Fariq Al-Atrash, and now I've been doing a bunch of stuff on my own as well.
Who these overlords? Fuck you, I drank the sorrow off and down this Molotov.
I got introduced to hip-hop at a very young age, like around 93, 94. So I was around 9 years old, 10 years old. In Saudi Arabia, I had a bunch of friends that were Americans, and they started pushing this new form of art, you know. So, and one of the first videos I've ever seen of hip-hop was Hip Hop Array by Naughty by Nature.
So hip-hop, hooray! Ho! Hey! Ho! Hey! Ho! Hey!
And when I heard them and I saw the video, they were just chilling all together, you know, like in a basketball court, just jamming and rapping and whatever. And that was a community thing that I didn't have when I was living in Saudi Arabia. Like, so I yearned for that and yearned to have friends.
This 23-year-old man is reading his will. His name is Tariq. He is a suicide bomber. He is determined to die.
It's not really me focusing on that certain aspect. It's reflecting my environment, you know, like the song OPP about suicide bomber, it happened when I was still living in Barcelona, and I heard like about suicide bombing that never really happened in Syria back in the day. So it was just like a questioning, you know, why is this happening to my environment? And the same way with refugees. I believe music should be contextual to where you're from and what's around you, you know, otherwise you cannot be honest if you're not talking about what's going on around you. And I feel if music is not honest, you know, then it does not serve its purpose really, you know, because you want people to feel emotions, and if the emotions are not genuine, then the music's not genuine. I don't really feel I'm special. I feel I have a different perspective, you know, like on the world and on life, especially where I come from, you know. So and I think that's the future, you know. All these mixed culture people have a different perspective than other people, especially in this part of the world, you know. Right now you don't see too much mix between, like, let's say Filipinos and Arabs, but since the 90s, you know, and since the influx of those people working here, I think you're going to get a lot more of that. And that's a different perspective, especially right now. There's a lot of discrimination and classism when it comes to Middle Eastern countries, because they hire these people for work. So automatically they feel like, you know, Filipinos, Indians, and African people are lesser than them, you know. And this is a norm. And people don't like to talk about it here, but it's a norm, you know. I have a different perspective because I deal through that, you know. And I do it with a smiling face.
We overseas refugees work or study, while the overseers trying to take it from it. They make me want to hate this country. No one want to go to heaven for the milk and honey. Yeah, bitch, we trying to live it up.
You know, it's tough. It's tough to be successful at all in this part of the world making music. The industry does not nurture you, does not nurture contextual music. They nurture music that makes you want to forget, you know, and remind you. So I don't know where my place is yet. I'm not on the radio. That's another place I want to be in. I want to do bigger shows over here. They don't respect hip hop. They wouldn't put me in a platform where I'm around big bands or names because they don't respect hip hop. So, and it's not just me. It's a lot of hip hop artists that don't get put in the same platform. So we're fighting for that, you know. So whatever success people feel I have, I don't feel I have. But let's talk about like festivals, you know. Let's talk about Biblos Festival not having a single big hip hop act come through, or headlining, you know, or opening for another act, you know, from local scene. So there's all these like question marks on the most popular genre of music right now in the world, you know, and the most effective in describing situations is the most literal. So it can be as poetic and as as brief or as complex as you want to when you're describing a certain situation, and hip-hop does that.
Cause it's a cold world. Mira, chica when chica, ask Condoleezza why these embassies don't give me no visa. Look, I'm educated and my mother's Filipina, but your passport says Syria, so you don't fit her criteria. Oh, vale.